Hi, Daniel. Overall, you made some really great points in your discussion post about Lou as a character, as this kind of deviant guy, and wolf in sheep's clothing. Like you said, the people in the small town that he lives in would never suspect that he would be such a despicable, vile character, especially not someone who would murder men and women very brutally. Which brings me into more of like a broad overview of what you were talking about. So, oftentimes with evil characters, what you see is what you get. So, in like a lot of Disney films, a if a character is really unattractive or has a lot of unattractive features, it most likely means they're unattractive on a deeper level. So, for example, I think it would be like the old lady from Snow White. Obviously, what you see is what you get, and just her facial features, make her look very scary, and she's actually scary and evil in actuality. So, what is different about this is that we don't get that here because Lou is such a master at putting on all these different facades according to who he's with because he's a complete sociopath. And according to who he's with, he just kind of mirrors the facial expressions and, characteristics and mannerisms of the other characters to make him seem a lot more charismatic than he actually is, because in actuality, he has absolutely no feelings, absolutely no empathy. It's all basically just rehearsed and just produced over and over and over again, um, which is really scary because Lou is a representation of what so many people are, like on a deeper level, because I mean, we think that we know everybody, especially in small towns. We think we know exactly who a person is based on their background or based on like their upbringing. Um, but you never know who would commit like such terrible acts like this. Like I know for like Ted Bundy, or yeah, I would say like Ted Bundy. A lot of these women and a lot of the people that knew him said that he was very charismatic, very attractive, very polite. Um, but of course, he ended up being probably one of the most famous serial killers of all time, if not the most famous. At least he's the one that comes to mind first when I think of a serial killer. Um, but also Jeffrey Dahmer. But Jeffrey Dahmer is different because um, he he doesn't give off that charismatic personality that Ted Bundy did. But I think overall you made some really good points about Lou as a character, as well as his, I guess, mental illness that he deals with. He deals with his serial killer tendencies. He treats them as like a sickness. He refers to his tendencies as a sickness that he's trying to control, but he knows he has to let it out, I guess. Um, but I could ramble on and on about, what that could be suspected to be, um, whether or not he's actually choosing to confront his mental illness, whether or not it is a mental illness or just the fact that he's sociopathic. I could just go on, but that's about all I had to say.